Hello, everyone. Today, I have my first story to share with you. A story I remember vividly because my grandmother told it to me. Back then, I was just a little kid, sitting by a small fire, listening to her. The flames danced in the darkness. The sound of crackling firewood went asterisk pop. Pop. Asterisk every now and then. Smoke swirled, stinging my eyes. I wrapped myself in a blanket under the dim light. A cool breeze blew in from the rice fields outside. And then, my grandmother began to tell the story, in a soft, eerie voice that sent chills down my spine. The tale of Uncle Word and the teak tree. It happened in a small village in northeast Thailand. A quiet, peaceful place, with endless rice fields stretching as far as the eye could see. The houses were old, wooden, raised on stilts, with brittle, thatched roofs. The sound of the wind rustling the dry leaves went crunch, crunch at night. The village seemed calm. But there was something everyone feared. And it all started with Uncle Word. Are you ready to listen? Alright, let's begin. Pull your blanket closer, because this story might make you feel a little cold. Uncle Word. He was well known in the village. A big man with dark, sunburnt skin. His face looked tough. His arms and legs were thick with rough muscles, because he was the hardest working farmer around. Every day, Uncle Word woke up at the crack of dawn, asterisk cock-a-doodle-doo. Asterisk. The rooster's cries echoed through the village. He'd grab his old shovel and head to the fields. The sun hadn't even risen yet. Sweat dripped onto the soil, soaking it. His tattered clothes were caked with mud. He worked tirelessly, from planting rice to harvesting. The rice he got was just enough to get by. But despite his hard work, Uncle Word had one flaw. He was greedy, very greedy. Whenever he heard talk of money or gold, his eyes would light up, like a fire blazing in his heart. He once told a neighbor, asterisk if I had money, I'd build a big house, buy 10 cows, and never struggle again asterisk. The villagers knew him well. Some laughed at his dreams. Others warned him, greed too much, and you'll get into trouble. But Uncle Word didn't listen. He thought, a hard worker like me deserves more than this. And that greed led him straight to that incident. It was a day after the harvest season. The fields were dry and barren. The rice stalks were just stubble. A cool breeze blew through at dusk. The sky glowed orange from the setting sun. Uncle Word sat in front of his house, eating sticky rice with grilled fish. Smoke from the fire drifted around. The smell of roasted fish filled the air. He tore into the fish with his hands, chewing the sticky rice. Then, he overheard the villagers talking. Whispers from the hut next door. Uncle Word put down his fish and leaned in to listen. One villager said, "Hey, They say there's treasure buried under the big teak tree. Another chimed in, asterisk really? I've heard that too, asterisk. Uncle Word's eyes widened. He scooted closer, listening silently. The first villager continued, asterisk long ago, a wealthy merchant traded salt and dried fish. He made a fortune in gold. But bandits attacked him. So he buried his gold under the teak tree to hide it. He died before he could tell anyone, asterisk. Another added, asterisk a whole jar full of gold. Old gold coins. Some say there's jewelry too, asterisk. Uncle Word's heart pounded. He thought, asterisk a jar of gold? If I get that, I'll be rich. No more farming. Asterisk. But then, an elderly villager spoke up. No one dares dig there, because it's guarded by a ghost. Uncle Word frowned. Asterisk what ghost? Asterisk, he wondered. The villager went on. Asterisk a beautiful woman's ghost, with hair down to the ground. She sits under the teak tree every night, combing her hair. The sound of her comb goes asterisk scrape. Scrape, asterisk. Her eyes are empty, staring into the dark. Anyone who gets close never comes back, asterisk. Uncle Word listened. His greed clashed with fear. He thought, asterisk a ghost? Old folks' nonsense. Asterisk. He chuckled to himself, asterisk humph. What ghost? Asterisk. The villagers turned to him, shaking their heads. Uncle Word, don't mess with it. But he didn't care. That night, he made up his mind. That night, the sky was pitch black. No moon. Thick clouds covered the stars. A low fog blanketed the village, like a thin white veil. It was so quiet you could hear your own breathing. Uncle Word sat in front of his house, staring at his old shovel leaning against the wooden wall. The blade was dented but still sharp. Next to it was an old oil lantern, its glass blackened with soot. He sat still, thinking about the villager's words, asterisk a beautiful ghost, combing her hair. Anyone who gets close never comes back, asterisk. He shook his head, asterisk no such thing as ghosts. Just stories, asterisk. But deep down, something stirred. A cold feeling at the back of his neck. He rubbed his arms. Goosebumps prickled his skin, just the breeze, he told himself. Then he stood up, grabbed the shovel. His strong hands gripped the handle. He picked up the lantern in his other hand. Lit it with a match, asterisk flick. Star. An orange flame flared up, flickering in the dark. He looked around the house. Everything was quiet. The villagers were asleep. He slung the shovel over his shoulder, held the lantern high. Took a deep breath, asterisk here I go. The gold's waiting, asterisk, he muttered. Then he stepped out, into the darkness, heading for the teak tree. The journey to the teak tree wasn't easy. It stood a good distance from the village. He had to cross a wide rice field. Uncle Word stepped down from his porch. The wooden steps creaked squeak. He walked along the dirt path. His sandals slapped the ground thud. Thud, A cool breeze swept through. The grass in the field swayed swish. The lantern's light lit the path ahead, but only a few steps at a time. Beyond that, it was pitch black. Crickets chirped loudly chirp. Sometimes, frogs croaked ribbit. Ribbit. Uncle Word kept walking. He passed a small hill. The hard ground was marked with cow hoof prints. He stepped over it. The grass brushed against his pants swish. Swish, Then he heard an L, hoot. Hoot. The sound came from far away. Uncle Word flinched slightly. Just a bird, he told himself. But the further he went, the colder it felt. The fog grew thicker, swirling so he could barely see. He raised the lantern higher. The orange light cut through the mist, but it was still dark. His breathing grew heavier. Sweat beaded on his hands. He thought of the gold, not far now. And finally, he saw it. The shadowy outline of the teak tree, looming in the distance, like a silent giant in the dark. That teak tree wasn't just any tree. It towered high. Its trunk was so wide 3 men couldn't wrap their arms around it. The bark was rough, cracked and weathered. Its roots jutted out of the ground like slithering snakes. Some as thick as an arm. Others as small as a finger, spreading around the base. The leaves were dark and dense at the top, rustling in the wind shoo. Uncle Word stood still, staring at the tree. His heart beat faster. He thought, I'm close. The treasure's right there But deep inside, something warned him, don't go closer. He felt a chill at the back of his neck. Rubbed his arms. Goosebumps everywhere, just the wind, he told himself again. Then he stepped closer. Set the lantern down by the roots. The orange light lit up the gnarled wood. He looked around. Nothing. Just silence. He thought, no ghosts here. I'm the one who's getting rich And then, he started digging. Uncle Word gripped the shovel tightly. His rough hands clenched the handle. He took a deep breath, cup. Then swung the shovel down, thud. The sound of metal hitting dirt echoed. He dug hard. Loose soil flew everywhere, thud. Thud. Sweat beaded on his forehead. He pictured the gold in the jar. A life without struggle, keep digging. Almost there. Asterisk, he muttered. The hole grew deeper. Small roots got in the way. He hacked them with the shovel. Asterisk, crack. Asterisk. The roots snapped and flew off. Sweat dripped into his eyes. He wiped his face with his sleeve. Asterisk, stings a bit. No big deal. Asterisk. He kept digging. Asterisk, thud. Thud. Asterisk. The soil got harder. He used more strength. His legs tensed. His arms shook. But greed drove him on. Asterisk, gold. The gold's right here. Asterisk. And then, the shovel hit something solid. Asterisk, clang. Asterisk. The sound was clear. Uncle Ward's eyes widened. He stopped digging. Dropped to his knees. Set the shovel aside. Brushed the dirt away with his hands. The cool soil stuck to his fingers. He felt around. And found it. A large clay jar. The lid was sealed with dried mud. The jar had small cracks, but felt sturdy. Uncle Ward's heart raced. Asterisk, this is real. The gold's inside. Asterisk. He carefully pried the lid with the shovel. Asterisk, creak. Creak, asterisk. The mud crumbled. The lid loosened. He pulled it off. Asterisk, crack. Asterisk. And looked inside. Gold filled the jar. Old gold coins stacked high, spilling over the rim. Some coins had strange symbols. Others were scratched. The lantern's light reflected off the gold, gleaming so brightly it almost blinded him. Uncle Ward grinned wide. Laughed under his breath. Asterisk, haha. I'm rich. Rich. Asterisk. He reached in and grabbed a coin. The cold metal made his heart race. He held it up. Asterisk, heavy. Pure gold for sure. Asterisk. He pictured a new house. Fields he wouldn't have to work. 10 cows. A comfortable life. He sat there smiling. Staring at the gold. Asterisk, all mine. Asterisk. But then, everything changed. Uncle Ward sat there, holding a gold coin, gazing at the pile with gleaming eyes. Greed consumed him. But then, his lantern went out. Asterisk, whoosh. Asterisk. Darkness swallowed everything. Only the shadowy teak tree remained. A cold wind blew harder. Hoo. The leaves rustled loudly. Asterisk, shoo. Asterisk. Uncle Ward jumped. He stood up, still clutching the coin. Asterisk, what the? Wind blew out the lantern? Asterisk. He looked around. The darkness was thick. He fumbled for his lantern. Asterisk, where is it? Asterisk. His fingers brushed the cold ground. But then, he heard something. A faint sound. asterisk swish. Swish, asterisk. Like something moving. Uncle Word froze, asterisk what's that? Asterisk. He shouted, asterisk who's there? Who? Asterisk. His voice echoed. But there was no answer. Just silence. A terrifying silence. His heart pounded, asterisk thump. Thump. Then suddenly, that sound again. A woman's soft laugh, hee hee. It came from under the teak tree. Uncle Word panicked. He turned slowly. Cold sweat ran down his back. His hands shook. And then he saw it. A dark figure standing under the tree. A woman. Her hair reached the ground, swaying in the wind. She wore a tattered white dress. Old, like it had been buried for years. Uncle Word froze, asterisk W who? Who are you? Asterisk. His voice trembled. His mouth quivered. Then the figure slowly turned her face. Her eyes. Pure white. No pupils. Staring straight at him. Unblinking. Her face pale as death. A faint smile on her lips. Uncle Word's legs shook, asterisk ghost. A real ghost. Asterisk. He thought. The coin slipped from his hand, asterisk clink. Asterisk. It rolled into the dirt. But he didn't care. He stumbled back, asterisk stay away. Asterisk. He shouted. But the figure slowly raised her hand, holding an old wooden comb. Its teeth half broken. She began combing her hair, asterisk scrape. Scrape, asterisk. The sound was sharp, like a knife on bone. Her long hair swayed. Uncle Word felt cold all over, asterisk not real. Not real. Asterisk. He shook his head. But then, the figure floated closer. Slowly, hee hee. Her laughter grew louder. Uncle Word screamed, asterisk ahh. Asterisk. His cry echoed through the fields. He turned, dropped the shovel, left the jar, and ran for his life. His foot caught a root, asterisk thud. Asterisk. He fell. His knee scraped. He scrambled up, kept running. Her laughter followed, hee hee. The cold wind felt like something chasing him. He glanced back. The dark figure was still there, floating silently after him. Uncle Word's heart nearly stopped. He ran with all his strength. Through the fields. Over the hill. His legs wobbled. His breathing ragged, asterisk huff. Huff. Asterisk. He ran until he saw his house. He bolted inside. Threw open the door, asterisk screech. Asterisk. Collapsed onto the wooden floor, gasping for air. His body trembled. His face pale as a corpse. Sweat poured down. Nearby villagers heard his scream. They rushed over, asterisk Uncle Word. What's wrong? Asterisk. He lay shaking, unable to speak. They lit a lantern. The orange light shone on his face, asterisk Uncle Word. Say something. Asterisk. After a moment, he managed to speak, asterisk ghost. A woman ghost. At the teak tree. Asterisk. His voice quivered. The villagers exchanged looks. Some were scared. Others skeptical. Asterisk. Did Uncle Word drink too much? Asterisk. One asked. But he shook his head. Asterisk. I'm not drunk. I saw her. Asterisk. He pointed toward the fields. Asterisk. She followed me. Asterisk. The villagers looked, but saw nothing. Just fog drifting in the dark. That night, Uncle Word couldn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw those white eyes. Heard the comb, asterisk scrape. Scrape, asterisk. Her laughter, hee hee. He sat trembling until dawn. The next day, a few brave villagers went to the teak tree. They went together, carrying lanterns and sticks. Half scared, half curious. When they reached the tree, the jar was still there, but the lid was sealed tight, like no one had touched it. The dirt Uncle Word had dug up was smoothed over. The coin he dropped, gone. The villagers got goosebumps. Asterisk. Is it true? The ghost did this? Asterisk. They hurried back, too scared to touch anything. After that day, Uncle Word changed. He stopped being greedy, never spoke of gold again. He went back to farming quietly. But whenever villagers asked, he'd shake his head. Asterisk. Don't mess with it. It's not ours. Asterisk. That's all he'd say. The story spread. It became a legend. And that teak tree became a place of fear. No one dared go near. Some nights, villagers swore they heard laughter, hee hee, floating from under the tree. The sound of combing, asterisk scrape. Scrape, asterisk. Echoing in the dark. Some claimed they saw a woman's shadow in the distance, her long hair swaying. But no one dared to find out. And that's the story of Uncle Word and the teak tree. The tale my grandmother told me. And now I've told you. What do you think? Did Uncle Word really see a ghost? Or was it just fear playing tricks on him? Is that gold still buried there?